In the tumultuous arena of courtrooms where justice is served and emotions run high, the unexpected can unfold in shocking ways. Today, we delve into a series of courtroom incidents that defy the norms, featuring explosive outbursts, daring attacks, and moments that left everyone in the room stunned. Buckle up as we explore the gripping stories of individuals whose actions transformed court proceedings into scenes straight out of a drama. In the solemn setting of the Youngstown court, Dale Williams, a 62-year-old Ohio man, found himself facing the consequences of a heinous crime: the murder of his ex-partner, 46-year-old Elizabeth Pledger Stewart. As the court convened for Williams' sentencing after he pleaded guilty, the atmosphere was charged with tension and anticipation. Williams proceeded to detail the gruesome events surrounding the premeditated murder, describing how he strategically ran Elizabeth off the road before callously opening fire on her as she stood on the sidewalk. The shock of his account lingered in the air, setting the stage for an unforeseen escalation that would soon unfold. Amidst the courtroom, emotions reached a boiling point as Elizabeth's son, Anthony, donned in a black sweatshirt, could no longer contain his grief and anger. In a visceral reaction to the account of his mother's murder, Anthony lunged across the table towards Dale Williams, the man responsible for the heinous act. Despite the efforts of court officers attempting to restrain him, Anthony managed to land a punch on Williams, triggering a chaotic brawl that unfolded with lightning speed. The courtroom descended into disarray, with Anthony's brother Jerome also joining the melee. Elizabeth's daughter pleaded for restraint as officers struggled to regain control, ultimately deploying a taser on Anthony to subdue the violence. This unexpected eruption of fury during the sentencing added a surreal layer to an already tragic courtroom saga, underscoring the raw and unpredictable nature of human emotions in the face of unspeakable crimes. In the hushed confines of the Veterans Memorial Courthouse in Michigan, the trial of Joshua Harding, a 35-year-old man facing sexual assault charges, took an unexpected turn toward chaos. The tension in the courtroom reached a critical point as the jury prepared to deliver its verdict on Harding's case. The prosecution, led by Ingham County Prosecutor Jonathan Roth, stood beside his co-counsel, awaiting the judgment. However, what transpired next was beyond anyone's anticipation. As the jury filed back into the courtroom, signaling the imminent pronouncement of Harding's fate, an unsettling energy permeated the air. Seemingly shuffling nervously, Harding's actions betrayed an underlying tension. In a shocking twist, Harding, known to have a history of similar offenses, revealed a makeshift prison shank concealed up his left sleeve. In a split-second decision, he lunged across the room towards Prosecutor Roth, brandishing the rough blade with intent. Roth's fate hung in the balance, saved only by the lightning-fast reflexes of a Meridian Township detective who intercepted Harding, jumping in front of the prosecutor and tackling Harding to the ground. The courtroom was thrust into pandemonium, underscoring the unpredictability and inherent risks that can unravel even the most tightly controlled legal proceedings. The incident serves as a stark reminder of the dangers faced by those seeking justice in a courtroom setting and the need for constant vigilance in the face of potential violence. Within the confines of a family court in Kentucky, the case of Melissa Hardwick unfolded, setting the stage for a dramatic clash between the legal system and a defiant individual. The courtroom was the battleground for a domestic dispute, with Hardwick appearing before Judge Jennifer Edwards after her estranged partner filed a domestic violence complaint against her. As the proceedings commenced, tensions escalated when Hardwick, unmoved by the gravity of the court setting, began to disrupt the proceedings with her volatile behavior. Judge Edwards, seeking to maintain order, issued a clear warning to Hardwick, emphasizing that her disruptive conduct would not be tolerated within the courtroom. However, Hardwick's disregard for the court's authority only intensified, prompting Judge Edwards to take decisive action. In response to Hardwick's lack of respect, the judge issued a contempt charge, signaling a 10-day sentence. This turn of events proved to be a catalyst for an even more shocking development. Hardwick, undeterred by the consequences, launched into a fit of violence, defying the court's order. In a disturbing display, she lunged across the desk towards Judge Edwards, unleashing chaos in the courtroom. The ensuing clash, marked by screams and resistance, led to the intervention of court deputies, resulting in Hardwick's arrest and subsequent sentencing. This unprecedented act of defiance in a family court highlights the challenges faced by judges in maintaining decorum and respect within the legal realm. At the Ole County Courthouse in Boonville, Kentucky, the usually solemn proceedings took an unexpected turn under the jurisdiction of Judge William Bo Leach. The court found itself plunged into a scene reminiscent of a soap opera when two women engaged in a physical altercation during a hearing. The central figure in this courtroom drama was Shane Bird, accused of driving under the influence during an incident that left a young woman injured. While the trial had been uneventful so far, the atmosphere took a dramatic shift when a dispute between two women, identified as Ingrid Bird and Peggy Gabbard, escalated into a full-blown confrontation. Caught off guard by the sudden chaos unfolding in his courtroom, Judge Leach had to swiftly respond to the commotion. The spectacle played out with Ingrid Bird and Peggy Gabbard exchanging blows, creating an atmosphere of shock and disbelief among spectators. The unexpected scuffle not only disrupted the ongoing trial, but also prompted the judge to exercise his authority to restore order. In the aftermath of this courtroom fiasco, the consequences were as unpredictable as the events leading up to it, underscoring the volatile nature of legal proceedings when emotions run high and tensions boil over. In the emotionally charged atmosphere of the sentencing hearing for Larry Nassar, the disgraced gymnastics doctor convicted of sexually assaulting numerous young athletes, the courtroom was witness to an unprecedented display of raw emotion. Randall Margraves, the father of 3 daughters who were victims of Nassar's abuse, sought a moment alone with the perpetrator. As he made a plea to the judge for just a few minutes with the man who had caused immeasurable pain to his family, the request took an unexpected turn. Overwhelmed by grief and frustration, Margraves, in an impulsive act, lunged toward Nassar, attempting to confront him physically. The courtroom erupted into chaos as Margraves' emotional outburst left everyone astonished, revealing the visceral impact that Nassar's actions had on the victims and their families. In the aftermath of a trial where Michael Cox Jr. was found guilty of a felony, a routine courtroom setting took a sudden and violent turn. Cox, facing the consequences of his actions, unleashed a shocking attack on the deputy district attorney, illustrating the inherent dangers that prosecutors face in the pursuit of justice. The tension in the courtroom reached a crescendo when Cox, visibly agitated, launched an assault on the prosecutor, revealing the volatile nature of legal proceedings. This unexpected attack underscored the vulnerability of those working within the justice system and the unpredictable reactions that can unfold in the aftermath of a guilty verdict. The incident served as a stark reminder of the risks faced by individuals tasked with upholding the law in the face of individuals convicted of serious crimes. The courtroom proceedings surrounding Joseph Zare's trial for a cold case took an abrupt and shocking turn when, in an unprecedented act of violence, he unleashed a vicious assault on his own defense attorney. As the trial unfolded, tensions were already high, but nobody could have anticipated the level of brutality that Zare would exhibit. Without warning, Zare, whose rotting teeth had been a prominent feature throughout the trial, launched a sudden and shocking attack on his defense attorney. The courtroom was thrown into disarray as Zare's unexpected violence left those present stunned. The incident not only highlighted the volatile nature of courtrooms, but also raised questions about the motives and mental state of a defendant capable of such a brutal assault on his own legal representation. Following his conviction and subsequent sentencing to death for the murder of 3 women, Michael Madison demonstrated a chilling lack of remorse. The courtroom, already heavy with the weight of the tragic crimes, witnessed an unsettling confrontation. As the victims' families sought closure during the sentencing, Madison, visibly unaffected by the severity of his deeds, smirked callously at those present. This blatant display of arrogance and indifference triggered an impulsive reaction from a grieving father in the courtroom. Unable to bear Madison's smirk, the father made a brave yet spontaneous attempt to confront the killer. adding a harrowing layer of intensity to an already somber courtroom scene. Madison's unrepentant demeanor underscored the haunting reality that, even in the face of justice being served, the scars left by a remorseless perpetrator can linger on in the hearts of the victims' families. As we journey through these gripping courtroom sagas, we witness the thin line between justice and chaos. The stories unfold with unexpected twists, revealing the raw emotions, intense drama, and occasional violence that can erupt within the hallowed halls of justice. Stay tuned for a roller coaster ride through these extraordinary courtroom tales.